If you're captivated by real-life crime dramas, ITV's new series Until I Kill You is bound to hook you from the start. This haunting four-part show stars Anna Maxwell Martin as Delia Balmer and Shaun Evans as John Sweeney, telling the story of a disturbing true crime case that kept people on edge for years. With its suspenseful storytelling and deeply emotional performances, Until I Kill You sheds light on a real-life horror that could have been pulled straight from a nightmare. Here's everything you need to know about the dark, terrifying true story behind the series, which shows the lengths one woman had to go to survive a dangerous and unpredictable killer. The chilling story behind Until I Kill You. The series follows Delia Balmer, an American nurse who moved to London, hoping for a fresh start in a new country. Balmer, living a quiet life, met John Sweeney, a charismatic carpenter from Merseyside, at her local pub. In what seemed like a whirlwind romance, Delia and Sweeney began a relationship almost immediately, finding an unexpected connection despite their different backgrounds. However, it didn't take long before Delia sensed something was off about Sweeney. He had a shadowy side that she couldn't quite put her finger on, though she tried to ignore it. When Delia visited her family in the United States, Sweeney's behavior shifted. Returning to London, she discovered that he had become increasingly possessive and jealous, exhibiting behaviors that made her feel uneasy. Their interactions escalated from small arguments to outright threats, and after a particularly heated dispute, Sweeney took an alarming step. He tied her to a bed, reportedly brandishing both a knife and a gun. The situation spiraled further out of control as Sweeney interrogated Delia about her past relationships, insisting she tell him every detail. In a chilling moment, he went further, confessing that he had murdered his ex-girlfriend, Melissa Halstead. As Delia would later recount in her memoir, this moment confirmed her worst fears. Despite his violent outbursts and shocking admissions, Sweeney ultimately left, vanishing from her home and leaving her wondering if he would return. The horror unfolds. Delia tried to piece her life back together after this terrifying ordeal, but her reprieve was short-lived. Sweeney's obsession remained, and shortly after a night out with friends, Delia returned home only to find Sweeney lurking in her flat. Despite her mounting terror, she called the authorities, and he was arrested. However, shockingly, Sweeney was released on bail, a decision that had fateful consequences. In December 1994, he ambushed Delia again, this time launching an assault with both an axe and a knife. The attack left her severely injured, but she miraculously survived, becoming a critical witness in a case that would ultimately lead to Sweeney's conviction. A dark past uncovered. As police began investigating Sweeney's background, they uncovered even more unsettling details. Prior to meeting Delia, Sweeney had been in a relationship with American model Melissa Halstead. They lived together in the UK, but when his violent tendencies emerged, she eventually fled to Amsterdam to escape him. Tragically, Sweeney followed her there, reigniting their relationship. But in 1990, Melissa vanished, and later that year, a gruesome discovery was made in Rotterdam. A body, missing its hands and head, surfaced, though it remained unidentified for nearly 20 years. It wasn't until 2008 that the remains were conclusively linked to Melissa Halstead, painting a horrifying picture of Sweeney's history of violence and abuse. A chilling series of events leads to his final capture. Sweeney's violence extended further. In 2001, authorities found bags containing body parts in London's Regent's Canal. These remains were identified as belonging to Paula Fields, another of Sweeney's victims. But due to limited forensic evidence, connecting Sweeney to the crime was a challenge. Delia's testimony about her assault became instrumental, shedding light on the lengths to which Sweeney would go to control and harm his partners. This testimony, combined with new evidence, built a case that would ultimately secure his conviction. In a high-profile trial, Sweeney was sentenced to 4 life sentences for his brutal crimes, finally facing justice. Then in 2010, he was charged with the murders of both Melissa Halstead and Paula Fields, solidifying his place as one of the UK's most dangerous killers. Anna Maxwell Martin's riveting portrayal in Until I Kill You. Anna Maxwell Martin's performance as Delia Balmer brings incredible depth to a role that required intense emotional range. Martin has described Delia as fascinating and complex, and her portrayal captures the character's resilience and vulnerability, immersing viewers in the terror and strength Delia must have felt. Her work in the role is so compelling that viewers might feel as though they're witnessing her own story unfold on screen. Adding further dimension to the story, Kevin Doyle plays David, Delia's partner, bringing his acting talents from acclaimed roles in Downton Abbey and The Tudors to the show. His presence rounds out the cast in a way that complements the show's tense, evocative atmosphere, highlighting the love and support that Delia had through some of her most terrifying moments. An unforgettable journey into real-life horror. Until I Kill You isn't just a crime drama, it's an exploration of trauma, survival, and the resilience of a woman who endured unimaginable horror. The show brings viewers face to face with Delia's journey, from her initial romance with Sweeney to the nightmare that followed. It's a gripping, haunting story shedding light on a real case that shows how sometimes truth is stranger and far more terrifying than fiction. This true crime series captures the intensity of Delia's story with respect and nuance, making it a powerful watch for anyone who wants to delve into the complex psychology of survival. With outstanding performances, a chilling storyline, and a real-life backbone that only makes it more shocking, Until I Kill You stands as a must-watch for true crime fans, offering a harrowing reminder of the hidden dangers that can lurk behind even the most charming facades.